executive session, about a half hour. It was to discuss some personnel issues that were raised.
Why didn't you get that in front of
About
everybody?
litigation. I'll entertain any comments for the good of the borough from the gallery. Mr. Barker, you had your hand up 10 times. Something positive to say?
No, it's very positive. Actually, it's positive, so we don't let what happened in the past over this financial. You know, we're in a big financial mess, but then we're debating to hire an accountant or whoever to help straighten it out. But the only thing I wanted to say is, in fairness to the 911, every time I spoke, it was always about, I felt it was a better system, and the time was to change, not a money issue with me. Where Mr. Ballas said he never heard nobody.
This is the first time I'm hearing.
I had 40 years in the fire and EMS service in Munhall. 911, it speaks for itself. There's over 100 communities in Allegheny County that are part of the system, and there's only a handful that aren't. There's a reason for that, both financially and most think it's better, or they would raise taxes and get their own dispatchers. And I think that's been said at many meetings. The other issue is, I was getting sick of hearing how everybody wants to blame the ex-manager on the problems. The people in charge were responsible for what that individual was doing or not doing.
Absolutely.
And we don't want that to happen again. That just tells me nobody was paying attention.
You can expect more from us than that. You're right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barker.
Thank you.
Yeah, why don't you just go to the sewer department and get some money to pay for this?
What department?
Sewer.
The sewer department. We don't have a sewer department.
Sanitary.
What happened to it? Ain't taken,
We sold it.
so it's still under your
Scott.
jurisdiction.
Scott, would you like to make a comment for?
I just had a question. I get a lot of questions about this, about the borough employees, you know, the job situation. From what I understand from this meeting so far, is you're going to try to provision by April to go to 911. Is that correct? What about the other borough employees as far as the street department, the police department, other things like that? As I YouTube these videos, I just want to get accurate information so that these people have the accurate information. They could foresee. What do you foresee in the next few months? You know, do they have problems to worry about this? You know, as far, like I said, the street department, the police department.
In answer to the question, we have no plans to lay off anybody other than dispatch after we transition to 911, which we anticipate by April 1st. There's no plan to lay off police, no plan to lay off public works, other than if we run into this cash shortfall and we can't get our money in quick enough. In that event, we're forced to lay people off because we can't put people out on the street and then not pay them. That would be a short-term fix. We would estimate that it would be no longer than 2 months. So with that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. We can discuss things after. A motion to adjourn.
Second? Second by Mr. English. Motion adjourned.
Hey, you got a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Just two quick comments, being that you discussed the $125 for a CPA to, you know, review the books. Can you just mention it by chance if the two or three people that you were interviewing for the borough manager position have a CPA, or whether they have any sort of accounting background, because that seems to be something that's been lacking and something that would be a great benefit.
One of the candidates, both of the candidates have extensive experience in government and government-related issues or work. One has over 8 years in a city as a city manager. Another has about 30 years experience directly and indirectly working with boroughs and municipalities, COGS, is familiar with the auditing process, and is very familiar with QuickBooks. So, very highly qualified people.
It's just something, I mean, think that you could have that in-house instead of paying the equivalent of $260,000 salary for
You're
someone.
not
when
gonna
you-
find those kind of people down to be borough managers.
No, I understand that.
Two different entities.
No, I understand that, but you could get a mix, you could get somebody that has.
We had a computer guy that was a manager, had no municipal experience.
No, I
That's
understand.
where it went wrong that way.
But that's something you could look for and ask about in the interview. The other thing I'd like to say is, in looking through the budget, I was really happy to see one single $200 line item that I don't believe was in previous budgets, and that would be the bonding of the borough manager. It's great to see that that's in here.
It was actually.
It was in every budget.
Yeah, I mean,
It was actually in a few
Maybe
years
we
ago.
could follow through with
There
it
was
being done.
There was a failure to name, the person dealing with the money as a treasurer. We had named Terry Falk the treasurer, and we did put a bond in place, I think for $250,000, so that's been done.
Okay.
All right, thank you.